Story short, I want to be a tattoo artist. So I'm bringing you guys on my journey to be one. What is up, folks? Those of you who don't know me, my name is Eloy. I pretty much grown up most of my life in California. I'm 34 years old. I have 2 kids, one on the way. I'm married and I work full time. And this is the beginning of a series that I'm starting. It's like a little vlog. Kind of don't know where it's gonna go, but hey, why not, So long story short, I work full time. I drive to and from San Marcos to Temecula. Every day it's about an hour and a half drive with traffic. Can be about an hour depending on traffic, but without traffic it's like 45 minutes. But long story short, I want to be a tattoo artist. So I'm bringing you guys on my journey to be one. So I'll probably do like a weekly, I don't know what you want to call it, episode or a video for YouTube. Probably cut it up for my other socials. But mainly what I'm going to be doing is I am going to bring you guys on my journey to learn what I really want to be good at is calligraphy, fonts and hand styles and stuff, and realism. So I'm going to bring you guys on the journey for that. Realism, specifically like faces, maybe religious pieces, things of that sort. But yeah, every week I'm going to just bring you guys on, show you guys what I'm doing. Hopefully, eventually, with time, maybe go interview some of my buddies, make some content with them. I have a few peeps that own tattoo shops. One homie named Phlox that you guys probably know if you're familiar with tattooing, and he travels everywhere. I think right now he's in Japan, so that's pretty dope. But yeah, if I can, maybe I'll interview the homie too. But yeah, I mean, just with time, I'm just gonna bring you guys on my journey, kind of show you what I'm doing. As somebody who works, I probably could have gotten good a long time ago being younger, even being a younger dad. I had my first kid at 20, but it just, we make up excuses, a lot of extracurricular activities that kind of bring us down when we're celebrating. But yeah, there's just, there's plenty of excuses I could have used for why I didn't do it. Now I just don't have any excuse. I'm just ready to do it with no excuses. It's definitely tough to make time to do these things. Luckily, my wife's pretty cool with that, supportive. She motivates me. But I love my job. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I would like to work for myself, and I would like to make money off art. It's just something I've always wanted to do. A little background story about me is I've always loved art. I've done a little bit of everything. I've done murals, which I'll show right now. I've done canvases, which I'll show now. I just have a background in graffiti that I dabbled with as well. So I've always had an addiction to lettering. I just never did anything with it. And then obviously you go through that time of period, I'm sure everybody was good at art at one point, but I just stopped doing it. It just wasn't, art materials are expensive now. They're not like how they used to be, especially good ones, because, I like to get the right shit when I do it. So, don't hold me against it. Don't hold that against me, is what I should say. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. I'm sure I look pretty awkward, but it is. Obviously we're recording ourselves, and this is kind of the first episode. But yeah, this past week I've been practicing a lot of calligraphy. So I'll show you guys some clips of that. But I've also been dabbling with different needles on real skin. I want to say, like 3 days ago, I practiced with the 7 round liner, which I could probably get a good effect. I think I was just rushing it, and my strokes were getting too big. I just was separating like the dots, so my stroke was too long, is what I should say. It was cool. For being a beginner, yeah. I reattempted it yesterday with the 7 mag curved bug pen, I believe is what it's called. So it's like a sharper mag. And I did the whole thing with that, and damn, I saw a big difference. I am still trying to get that like pepper shade, like stipple shade, so I am using a very low voltage. But I felt way more pleased with what I did last night. So yeah, I'm just gonna show you guys my exercises, time lapse it, obviously not take a bunch of your guys' time, and then just see where we go from there. I do appreciate you guys right off the jump. You know, it is what it is. Even if nothing happens from making these videos or anything, I just want to show you guys my journey, that you could do it. And if you're young and you live with your parents, don't think about it. Just do it. Just do what you got to do. Start with whatever machine you got to do. Learn however you can. I personally have a background in videography, so a lot of the folks that I know is because of videography. You know, I've traveled the United States. I've done a lot of really cool shit. And it was, I'm not gonna lie, thanks to tattooing and videography. It all started with my homie Migs. I got a camera. I started recording him. Some of my videos are super boring, but if I would have just started when Miguel started, fuck, I'd be chilling. But you know, hey, shit happens. You can't kick yourself in the ass for that. And we're here now. So luckily, with this content, I am an old videographer. So hopefully if you guys like the quality of the stuff, then maybe I can kind of show you guys some of the settings and things that I do, you know, to make the videos look a little cleaner. I am shooting on a DJI Action 5 Pro, which I tend to like, really cool. I'm using it in pro settings, so it's flat. I set the shutter speed and all that other good stuff myself. Yeah, you guys can also use anything you want for content. So I'll show you guys some of the shit I'm using. That way you guys can kind of get on it and follow me on my journey. So peace out. I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you guys soon. What is up, y'all? It is hump day. It is Wednesday, May 14th, almost 7 o'clock, doing my daily routine, driving to work in the morning. This is gonna be tonight when I get home from work will be my 3rd day of practicing calligraphy consecutively. I've been doing it for about 30 minutes a day. So far, I wanna say I'm like 5 letters into the alphabet. Right now I'm using calligraphy markers, just to kind of get the structure of the letters down, you know, get muscle memory. You know, with time, I'm only doing it single stroke right now, but with time I'm gonna, you know, eventually start doing names and take more time, maybe going with a pen, be able to clean things up a lot better. But right now I just want to get the structure down, and the muscle memory down, just so that I can just freestyle them on the fly. Next week, I'm looking to start getting into Old English. I do have experience with Old English, but I just don't remember every letter by heart. So I just kind of want to start learning some of these letters by heart. That way I can just freestyle and, you know, get the creative juices flowing, as they call them. Yeah, what I want to do is I kind of want to walk you through some of the materials that I'm using right now. It's all pretty basic stuff. Also show you my tattoo equipment, and what I'm using, and, you know, go over voltage and stuff like that, some of the needles that I'm using, and then also kind of give you guys a breakdown of the synthetic skin I'm using, made by a company called Reel Skin, REEL, and then show you some of the tattoos that I've done on this fake skin, and maybe some of the things that I wish I would have done differently, tell you some of the needles that I used for certain parts, and then, yeah, just kind of bring you guys in a little more, just so you kind of understand where I'm at, and as far as like practicing and stuff. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next little portion. See ya. What is up, everybody? So I just kind of wanted to show you guys the stuff that I'm using for content, my art materials, and some of the tattoo stuff that I use as of right now to practice. So we have here the Osmo Action Pro 5, or the 5 Pro. thing's pretty badass. So far, most of the footage that you've seen is on this. The specs are pretty dope. I got the adventure pack, comes with 3 batteries, so I'd say go with this. For my mic setup, I'm using the DJI, the first ones. They're not bad. It comes with 2. I'm currently using one on my shirt. One really cool thing and feature I'd say about this is you can record internally on the mic here, so you don't have to have this connected to your camera. You could record everything internally on here without having to use the receiver, so I'd say get that. Next are the lights. I use these for tattooing and for videography. They're really badass. You do have to get a USB-C cable if you want to use them for tattooing. I mean, they work, but if you run them at you know, pretty high, then the battery, you know, runs out quick. So it's pretty cool. You can adjust your white balance on these, so they have 2 switches. Things really bright. So I'd say these are probably the way to go. I did have to buy the light, whatever, softbox for them separately. I do have bigger professional lighting, but that's kind of overkill. But I do love these. I put these on my mount. Right now, for my calligraphy markers, I bought these on Amazon. They're about $10, I want to say, but it comes with all these, a bunch. So it's got the calligraphy tip, and then it's got the fine point on this side. So this is what I'm using for my calligraphy, and then obviously for the drawing essentials, you always have to have markers, microns, you know, erasers. So that's the way to go. I purchased these at the dollar store, as you can see there, $1.25. But I've been using this for my calligraphy. I don't know, I just faster and easier to already have the lines pre-drawn. So I'd say that's probably the way to go. Bought a few. This book was purchased on Amazon. I'd say this is pretty badass book. It's got a bunch of different fonts, you know, kind of breaks down everything. I've been practicing out of here, you know. This is pretty dope. I did recently purchase this here, is Mastering Copperplate. So the style of calligraphy that I'm going for is like this kind, you know, with all the flourishes and stuff, but it's called Copperplate. This kind of gives you a breakdown of like the history of it, and then also like the different kind of strokes and like how to achieve them, you know, where to start and everything. So I've done calligraphy in the past, but I didn't know the basics. So knowing the basics lets you, you know, I guess achieve, you know, what you're looking for. I did purchase this at Walmart. This is probably the best thing that I have so far. The paper is really good. You can use permanent marker on it and it doesn't bleed. These were done with a pen cartridge for the tattoo machine. So I kind of like how those came out, but this is what I messed around on. You know, so this is some of the stuff that I've done. You know, practices. My son did a portrait of me. You know, so this is where I mess around at. I'm currently working on some stuff here, so I'm just messing around, you know, just trying to develop my own style. So that's what I got. As for the tattoo machine, this was not gifted to me. It was, you know, I guess lent to me, so I've been borrowing it for a really long time. Shout out my homie Tone, Fresh Ink. I'll tag his Instagram. He's badass. But this is the Cheyenne Unlimited 4.0. 4.0 means that's the stroke, so it, you know, it gets pretty deep in there. It's good for lining and stuff. But I love this thing. Comes with 2 batteries, and this thing like never dies. But it's pretty cool. Comes with the charger. I'd say this is definitely worth the investment, that's for sure. Once I do finally invest, or if you just sell it to me, that'd be cool. As for my practice synthetic skin, I've been using what's called Real Skin. This stuff's pretty badass. As you can see, it's, you know, pretty cool. So far I've done this. This was done I did this stipple shading. So it's like kind of got that stipple vibe. Same thing with this. That's kind of like the pepper shading, stipple shading, whatever you want to call it is what I'm going for. I recently did this stipple vibe. I think I kind of ran the machine too high, and then I was kind of spacing out the dots way too much, so it just kind of doesn't look that good. Versus this, I did this with the 7 curve mag or whatever, bug pin. So I guess it's like sharper, but I guess bug pins are better for 4 strokes is what I read. This, I kind of was just messing around, kind of working on my line depth. Here I used a 3 bug pin, and that shit just cut right through the skin. So far this has been pretty cool. For this, to put the stencil on, I'd recommend doing a little bit of baby powder, this to stick it on, and then this to get the ink off. This works really good to get the ink off. And most people say to leave the stencil sit to dry for like, I don't know, hours to half a day or something. But if you don't want to wait, once you put the stencil on, I sprayed this on accident one day to just clean it off, and it made the stencil stick right away. I would use toilet bowl cleaner to get the stencil off. That's what I did on this one down here. The toilet bowl cleaner took it right off, so there's no stencil left. I did put this stuff inside of this bottle, which is badass, so missed it. I'd say that's worth the investment, but that's what I got. Let me know if you have any other questions. Peace out.